Hey everybody, so this is Kay.
I'm Dre.
And you're watching Another Day with Dre and Kay. Welcome to our first video. So our channel is pretty much just going to be us talking about relationships, life, and fitness. So if you guys want to follow us, just please be sure to subscribe. We're going to try to put out some pretty decent content for you guys. We'll try to be as consistent as we can, but you know, being in our mid-20s, we're experiencing
very
life
busy,
and we're pretty busy. So we're gonna try really hard though, because yeah, I think that
and
we have
she's
some
the
pretty
talker,
good stuff.
if y'all can't tell. So she'll be kind of cueing me in, and I'll just say whatever.
Right. All right, so we're just gonna jump straight into it. So this video, we're gonna be talking about our story, how we met, and how we made it to where we are today. So we would have just celebrated our 4-year anniversary a week ago. So we've been together for 4 years. It's a super long time.
4 years. It's crazy.
All right, so rewind. We're in currently 2019. So Dre and I actually met in 2014 at a college house party. So I had actually went there with some friends, and it was really awkward because it was a bunch of Citadel football guys and a bunch of other random people. It was a very small apartment, but it was...
Why was it awkward?
I was uncomfortable because it was a lot of big people as far as like height-wise.
So you were uncomfortable, it wasn't awkward.
But discomfort is awkward. So yes, I was both.
All
I was
right.
uncomfortable and awkward.
You were awkward. She was awkward. The party wasn't awkward. It was a regular party.
I didn't know anybody there.
She was scared.
Yeah, it was a bunch of like guys 6 foot and taller. I'm 5'3". It was a small apartment. It was a lot of them in a small space. Anyway, so introduced ourselves, shook his hand. That was the end of that. You know, life went on. I met him again at a party at his apartment the following summer. So that was the summer of 2000.
Don't ask me about dates. Dates isn't my thing.
No, it was that same summer. So it was summer of 2014. It was the same summer. So we met again, and he was like, I think I know you. I think I remember you. And I was like, yeah, I think so too. We exchanged names again, but that was it. No numbers were exchanged. I didn't follow him on social media. I didn't even like think twice about him, to be honest, because I wasn't thinking of dating at that point. I
right.
wasn't. I was, 18, 19? I was finishing my freshman year of college. I wasn't thinking about any of that. So, fast forward to 2015. So, in between that time, you know, I had like dated, I wouldn't even say dated. I just kind of talked, texted, maybe like went out, hung out with a couple of different people, you know, that I thought maybe it was going to work out, but ended up not working out. So, in between that time, I decided that, you know, I was like, I'm not really looking for anything, and I don't want to keep wasting my time with people who I'm not actually going to pursue in a long-term relationship. So December of 2014, I just decided to kind of just stop like entertaining guys that, you know, were not people that I saw myself with long-term, which is really interesting because, I mean, I was super young then, and a lot of people at that age aren't thinking in that mindset. So I guess I feel like that kind of separated me from the rest. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I wasn't willing to settle. And
Right.
I was a mere 19 years old.
Oh, so you're just more mature than everyone else?
I was. I feel like I was. Okay, so talk about your mental space, dating-wise, in between that time.
I was in a very great mental space at that time.
Okay.
Nah, I was just running wild. I was playing football, running track, and going to school, and going out and partying every weekend. And I was turning up. She saw me turning up a few times. That's why you were scared? Because we was turning.
They were wild.
He used to come to parties. The parties was lit.
They were wild. Like,
Fast forward.
yeah, we're not going to talk about that. They were wild. Anyway, so fast forward to January of 2015. So I had gone out with some friends there was a party that our alphas were throwing. I went to College of Charleston, so they were throwing a party on King Street. And yeah, I actually didn't want to be at that party because I was exhausted from a party the night before, and I was like, I really don't feel like going out 2 nights in a row.
But you was mature though, right?
Yeah.
You was just going out.
What does maturity have to do with going out? I said mental space as far as like me dating and entertaining guys. Don't even try to do that.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so yeah, I was mature, but I was also partying. That's fine.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with maturity.
I was mature. I was also partying.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyways.
What happened at this party?
Yeah, so at this party, my best friend, Asia Rivers, she wanted to go because the guy that she was talking to at the time was also there. So I was like, okay, I'll go with you. That's fine. So I was, you know, completely sober. I didn't have anything to drink. I was literally just sitting there. I did not want to be at that party. So where it was set up, there were some chairs on the side, and like the dance floor was open, and there was like an upstairs like area. So I just sat downstairs in a chair, and I was really just sitting there. You know how those people at the party and they look completely like, I don't want to be here, just bothered? That's the face I had the whole party because I didn't want to be there. But then Dre walks in with some friends, and how he saw me, I really don't know because I was like sitting behind a bunch of people. But he's tall, so I guess that's how he saw me. So yeah, he like peeped over and he was like, hey, I think I remember you. I feel like we met. I was like, yeah, we have at like other parties, but like, what's your name? I never remembered his name, which is crazy because I'm very good at names. Never remembered his name.
She remembered.
I didn't remember
She just
your
had
name.
to make it seem like she didn't remember.
I really
she didn't want to
remember
seem
your
too
name.
interested.
Dre, nobody was thinking about you. Those first 2 times I met you, I was not.
I was not. You was very interested.
You were not on my radar, I swear. He was not.
Go ahead.
I didn't even follow you in any type of social media,
That's
nothing.
fine.
Like,
Fine.
you were not on my radar.
You don't have
Anyway.
to follow me to be interested.
Dre, I wasn't interested. I didn't even remember your name.
Right.
Side disclaimer, when I first met Dre, I honestly thought he was only interested in white women because, of course, going to a predominantly white institution and him being an athlete, that's kind of the stigma that a lot of black athletes get. Let's just be honest. Because when I first met him, that's all that was up in his face was just a bunch of white girls. So I was like, oh, well, I guess that's what he likes. So that's why I really was not, you were not an afterthought, okay? Because I was like, oh, this dude is only into white girls. Like, I'm not with that. You're that type of guy that's like.
You were scared at the party anyway.
I wasn't scared. I didn't know anybody.
We're going to rewind this clip, and we're going to see where you said you were scared.
I said it was awkward and uncomfortable. I didn't say I was scared.
You said that. Go ahead.
Okay, anyway. So yeah, that's why I really wasn't thinking about him at all, and then I wasn't. So anyways, so the party goes on. Dre like shakes my hand again, gets my name again because he didn't remember my name either. And then we go our separate ways in the party, and I'm just kind of like walking around, just like, you know, seeing what all was going on, and I get to the point where I'm ready to go. And so Dre was actually leaving before I was leaving, and he said, all right, well, it was good seeing you again, you know, catch you later, and like gave me a hug. Excuse me. Mind you, I was like really confused why he hugged me because I'm like, we didn't talk this whole time at the party. We'd never had a conversation. He just went for it. That's fine. Cool. I'm friendly. I'll give you a hug. Give you a hug.
You know you wanted that hug.
Anyway, so Dre was supposed to have been already exited out of the party. I was about to leave, and I went to go talk to some friends, but Dre hadn't left yet. So he's in the middle of the dance floor. Now, mind you, let's make this other note clear. Dre, at every single party when I met him the 2 times prior, either never had on a shirt or had on a button-up, but it was bust wide open. So you either caught Dre shirtless or shirt halfway on. At this party, this wasn't a kickback. This was not a kickback. This was like at a venue party. Dre, shirt bust wide open, was sweating. Dre has a very nice, defined physique. I will not lie about that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Since
So,
you've been lying about everything else.
I haven't.
First time you told the truth this whole video. You wasn't interested, girl.
Dre, no one. Okay, I'm not even gonna. No, I'm not.
Why you getting hyped?
Because I wasn't.
Go ahead, finish
I
your story.
wasn't interested.
Finish your story.
All right, so
Lying.
Dre was glistening. You know, he had his nice little 12-pack going on. And I was like, wow, okay. So, you know, he was doing some Magic Mike moves, and Dre can dance. Dre can dance. You know, I was like, okay. Shirt was all open and stuff.
What happened after that?
So I came and danced with you. I was like, well, I like what I see, obviously. Ain't nobody shame. Obviously, I liked what I saw.
That was the first, at that very moment, that's when you became interested.
Yes,
right
it
there.
was.
Wow.
It was.
That's crazy. That's lies.
It's not lies.
That's a lie. Go ahead. That's it? You done?
No. So we danced together. And then after we danced together, Dre asked me for my number. He was like, we hugged after, you know, I was like, okay, like, thanks for the dance, go our separate ways. But he was like, hey, we should exchange numbers. I was like, yeah, sure, okay, that's fine. He said, yeah, because we should, like, hang out sometime.
That ain't what I said. That ain't what I said.
What did you say?
I was like, hey, little mama, let me get them digits. I know you good at math.
No.
She was like, yeah, I'm good at math. Then she gave me the digits. And what happened after that?
That's not what he said, but anyway.
That's what I said.
So we walked over to like a little remote area of the party. I put my number in his phone. He texted me, I guess, to make sure I didn't give him a fake number. And yeah, then after that, he was like, we should hang out sometime. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And he was like, how about tomorrow? I was like, tomorrow? Like, okay, like, that's fine. So this was a Saturday. This was Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. So we didn't have class that Monday. So I was like, yeah, we can hang out on a Sunday. Like, that's no problem.
She didn't know how strict my schedule was being at a military school and playing 2 sports. So if we didn't hang out Sunday, she wasn't gonna see me again until next Saturday, if that. But go ahead. So that's why I shot my shot. So go ahead. Go ahead and finish. Get a little clarity.
So yeah, after that so this is so funny, and this is like, I was still like a little, you know, butterflies, like, oh my gosh, got my number, but I don't want to talk to him right now. So when I left the party, I saw him and all his friends like standing on the wall outside of the building to the left. So I specifically went right and detoured and walked all the way around.
Scared.
All the way down King Street, went down Calhoun.
So can you admit that you were scared?
On to St. Phillips to walk back to my dorm, when I literally could have just went straight down and my dorm was right there. But I went all the way around. I wasn't serious. I just didn't want to talk to you at that point. I was like, okay, like, well, okay. But yeah, so he texted me that night and he was like, let's go to breakfast in the morning. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure, because I like to eat. So yeah, we were gonna go to IHOP, but what happened? You can tell the rest of the story. You can chime in whenever, since I've been lying the whole time, right?
You know, my memory not as good as yours, so anytime I'll chime in whenever I feel like you lying, or like what she's saying is a bit of a stretch, a little far-fetched. So I was supposed to take you to breakfast, but what happened?
You went to some basketball game.
Oh, so some kids, me and some of my friends went to go support a middle school team at their basketball game. So I had to reschedule on our date, and I ended up taking you to lunch at Tzatziki's.
Yes, we went to Tzatziki's.
I didn't like it.
I love Tzatziki's. I love Mediterranean.
I just settled because I knew she was gonna like it.
Food.
But that wasn't
it's
not
a
a healthy
food.
That's not for me.
Yeah.
So I just kind of picked over my food while she talked my head off, because she's the talker, as y'all can see. I
am the talker. But you engaged in conversation as well. Both of our phones were turned over, so this was a no cell phone date, which was really nice. It kind of made me a little uncomfortable, y'all, because he like did not break eye contact with me the whole time we were eating. I was like, oh, this is awkward. Not awkward, but I was just like, I'm not, a lot of people, you know, they'll like glance up and then like look down, look away. Like the whole time I was talking, I just
stared at you the whole time.
You were locked in, and you were like leaned back and like, you know, you was cheesing and whatnot, and I was like, okay. And I couldn't even finish my food. I was just like, I had an insecurity when I was like in high school. I didn't eat in front of guys. I did not.
She was skinny too.
Yeah, I did not.
That's why I took her out to eat. To look at her now.
What is that supposed to mean?
You were skinny.
Right, but look at me now. What is that supposed to mean?
You ain't skinny no more.
I'm still pretty slim. Anyway.
But you ain't thin.
Right.
She was thin.
Yeah, I was probably like 90
She trying to take
pounds.
offense to what I'm saying, but she knows she was thin.
I wasn't ashamed of being thin.
I ain't say it was bad. If it was bad, I wouldn't have took you on a
Okay,
date.
anyway. So I couldn't
Regardless.
finish my food because I'm not ashamed. I was just a little insecure about eating a whole meal in front of guys. I never did that. So obviously I'll go around that now. I don't
She
care.
ain't ashamed no more. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Anyway, so yeah, so we ate, we talked, we laughed, ha ha ha. We walked back to my dorm, and he actually had something else he had to do in between that afternoon, but he still wanted to continue the date. So he asked me out to go to the movies that night, and I was like, yeah, sure. Selma had just come out, so we went and saw Selma. And yeah, so after the movie, I honestly thought he was nervous. At first, I thought he was nervous, and then I thought he wasn't interested anymore because, like, the whole day after we went and ate, he came back to my dorm, and he just kind of, like, sat, like, very rigid and wasn't, like, really, like, he was, like, you know, looking at me sideways. I was like, what's wrong with him? Like, we were just eye contact, and now, you know, creating all this space, sitting at the movies, like, he just sat like this the whole time. Looking at the movie, I was like, okay. Yeah, so after that, you know, I liked him. I did like him.
Why was I sitting like that?
Tell them why you were sitting like that. It wasn't a bad thing. You can express. This is
She
also for you to
thought-
chime in.
I know. Shh. My turn.
Okay.
She thought I was just trying to hit.
No, I didn't.
Yes, she did. I had to make sure that she knew I wanted more than that. So I held back. I wasn't being all touchy-feely like she wanted. So she thought I wasn't interested, but I was obviously interested. We've been here for 4 years. 4 years, Kaylin. That's it. Go ahead. You got the mic.
So, can you look at the camera, please?
I don't want to look at the camera.
Why?
I don't like looking at the camera.
Okay. So yeah, after our first date, it went really well. And yeah, he used to come over. We only saw each other on the weekends because, like he said, he went to a military college and he was, you know, an athlete, a student athlete as well. So his time was very limited. Also, you know, I worked, so we pretty much, it was like Saturday nights after football games, and then Sundays were his days off at the Citadel.
No.
But no, Mondays were your full day off. Sundays, you still have practice on Sundays.
Yeah, I had practice and film and weights on Sundays. So I was free until 3. So I can come see her in the morning.
Yeah.
But I had to be gone by 2. 'Cause I had to eat. I had to go to film, go to weights, go to practice. But Monday, after lab, I was free. But I wasn't supposed to leave campus because it was a military college and that wasn't an approved leave day. But I was there. We don't know how. Some type of magic, but we made it work. I was there on Mondays,
Yeah.
right?
He was
Yeah.
AWOL. He was,
I'll say that word.
that's what you were.
I was off campus.
Dre was risking it all, okay?
I was risking it all. And I did acquire a lot of punishments.
You did.
And all my guys who went to the Citadel, y'all know what those are. We'll explain those in a different video.
Yeah.
I had a lot of them. Hours, hundreds of hours of punishments. Because of you. So clap it up for yourself. I guess it was worth it.
It was
in the
worth
end, though.
it, clearly. Y'all, I used to make baked goods, hot cooked
So that's what
meals.
she really did to keep me around. She used to cook.
Like,
Cause she knew
Dre
the
was
food.
fed. Dre
The
was
food at the
fed.
Citadel wasn't, you know, at that time. I don't know how it is now. And then, you know, dinner was super early. So after practice, you eat at like 6, and then the battalion's lock at 11. You on your own. You can't order something that they can squeeze through the locked gate, like a pizza or something. That's it. So
Yeah,
she was looking out with the food.
it was.
So a lot of times I would be AWOL because I knew she had food at her spot, and I needed that food. I was trying to put on weight anyway, so
Yeah. He used
Needed
to
that.
bring donuts, like Krispy Kreme donuts. and he would come visit. That
I
was like our
I
first.
used to bring you breakfast and stuff on the weekend.
He would bring me breakfast. So I was a resident assistant at the dorms, RA. And there were some shifts I had to work the early morning shift.
Down there looking crazy in the morning.
6:45
Bun it on, big t-shirt, glasses.
I'm not a morning person, but I took that shift so I wouldn't have to work at night on a Saturday. But y'all, it was rough. And yeah, so Dre would like go get me bagels from this place called Brugger's Bagels. That's like our breakfast spot. And then if he would come in the afternoon, he would get a dozen donuts from Krispy Kreme, because we both like Krispy Kreme. So all of my fellow staff members, when we actually started dating, they were like, oh, did he ask you out in donuts? Because he always brings you donuts. I was like, no, guys, but that was just a side thing.
I was trying to make sure she was comfortable eating around me, so I made sure I brought goodies.
Yeah.
Every time she saw me.
Yep.
And now look at you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to eat. We about to go eat after this video.
We just came back from eating.
We gonna go eat.
We just came back from eating.
Probably gonna get sweets, ice cream or something.
Well then, yo, I love ice cream. We're going off on tangents, but anyway, yeah. So we were the couple that he asked me for my number. I gave it to him because for me, if I was even 50% attracted to you in some way, I didn't mind giving out my number. Obviously now things have changed. If Dre and I weren't dating, I wouldn't be as willing to give my number out, just because people now are.
But we are,
weird.
so don't ask for her number.
Nobody wants my number. Okay.
A lot of people probably want it, but they ain't gonna get it.
Okay.
I got something they can get, and it ain't a number. Go ahead.
But yeah, so I know I've definitely seen tweets where people are like, dang, chill, I just got your number, like you trying to go out the next day. I'm not saying that you should, but I'm also not saying that you shouldn't, because you never know. Like Dre said, sometimes a guy might want to go out with you right away because his schedule is, you know, just so crazy that if he has a moment and he is interested in what he sees and he doesn't want that space and time to be in between y'all's first meeting and then when you guys meet again, because at that point, I mean, you might have met somebody else, he might forget about you, like you never know. So honestly, it's up to you. But
moral of the story, shoot your shot.
he shot it all right. He shot it, because I was not checking for Dre at all.
Yes, she was.
I wasn't.
She was interested. The attraction was there.
The attraction was there. Like, look at him, he's handsome. And
Don't try to gas me for the camera.
I guess you, regardless of the camera, you know
yeah.
what? Fine. You look a hot mess. How about that?
That's a lie. You've been lying this whole video. Lies.
He's so handsome. Look at him.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway.
You ain't too bad yourself.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. That's us, you guys, in a nutshell. Yeah, Dre's my best friend. I love him.
I love you too.
I love him so much.
Oh!
He gets on my nerves though. Like,
But she won't leave though.
you're right. Because like you said, he's gonna take me to get ice cream. Why would I leave?
I just said that for the video.
Oh, we're not gonna go get ice cream?
We just got groceries. She didn't want ice cream when we was at the grocery stores. You don't need that much.
Okay. We're gonna wrap up the video because at this point, I'm sure they're probably just like, okay.
I'm sorry, guys. She rambles.
I don't ramble. Well, I can't ramble. But anyway.
She's a rambler. I'm short, sweet, and to the point. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll have more to come very, very soon. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get better at talking, y'all. That's not really my thing. I don't really like cameras.
But I appreciate you for getting over that insecurity and discomfort. He's great. He looks great. Like, I don't...
That ain't the point.
Oh, okay.
Point is, I don't like cameras.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next video. Please be sure to subscribe for more content from Dre and Kay. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.